everything's been going fine.
And fine, no doubt in the morning time. Good morning again to you, Grenada, Carrick, Petey, Martinique. Today we an abbreviated where we've everything is done. We impromptu this morning because you can well imagine, Grenada, we getting set for the third and final test in the Apex series, West Indies versus England. And this morning, to the point, certainly we spoke with a local organizer, or a member of the organizing committee, Kerry Frank. We spoke with CEO of the GTA, Petra Roach. Just to listen, folks, the buzz is in the air. There's an excitement that is rich and it is ripened, and the place. Plan your weekend, folks. Plan your weekend, and you know where you are going to be. It's going to be in the National Stadium. But you don't just need me to tell you, but where the place to be. Joining me now live is no stranger to Grenada. He's the manager of the West Indies team, my own son of the soil, Rawl Lewis. And he and I were having a conversation before we went live. But what happens in the chat room, while before we go live, it stays right there. Good morning, Rawl. How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm very good, very good. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. I know you thought for a while I was going to disclose our conversation that happened behind the scenes. But whatever happens in the chat room...
No, I don't think so. No. Not on air like that.
How have you been, though? I must say it's good to be back home, isn't it?
Always good to be home. There is no better feeling than, to return to my homeland. When I come for cricket, I mean, it's a little bit more added pressure on me because I need to connect with everyone. I miss my people, my friends and family. But I tell you what, I'm happy that this is the last match of the series, so I can spend some extra days when the game is over before I return.
At Rawl, we've had 2 tests. Delicately balanced. We got 2 drawn matches. We're here at home now, and I know it means that it takes on a special feeling. One, because Grenada may well be the decider, and the fact that you're home, it takes on an even special meaning. What's the mood like in the camp? I know but the excitement is rich right across, isn't it?
It's very good because the guys have been playing excellent cricket. As you would have seen, both teams, I think they're evenly balanced. So this is what makes this game so much more important. This is the finals of the series. If it was like a 6-match, like a World Cup tournament, you play the preliminary stages, and you now get to a point where there is a 1 match to win the series. So this is what it feels like for us. Confidence are there. It's a little bit of rain is falling now at the National Stadium here. And if you only get a sneak peek as to what takes place in the dressing room, a lot of buzz. The team is feeling good about themselves.
I mean, and for those I agree with you, I mean, anybody that's objective, there might be a hint of disappointment that neither of the game brought a win or lose, and it ended in a draw. But certainly there are some good takeaways from it, that at least that the West Indies were able to bat and complete a test match, not in 3-4 days, but as you said, you've seen the sort of maturity in the team.
Well, batting, once you could bat, for long periods in a 5-day match, you give yourself a chance. So in the recent past, I believe that's what was lacking within the team. But now we see the guys are settled now. We have like the captain leading from the front.
That's Blackwood.
So when he plays like that as a leader, and he's at the top of the order, the other guys bat around him, and I think we bat very deep as well with people like Alzari Joseph at the bottom, even Versami Pramal can bat. Jaden Steele bats number 11, he can hold his own. So I think the balance, there are some bright spots there, and I'm sure from the comments that I've been seeing online and social media, people are beginning to see improvement in the way that we play Test cricket in particular.
Do you suddenly get the feeling, though, Rawl, that the anxiety and agitation that people feel has to do more with that nostalgic feeling, the memories of yesterday, more than looking at the game, how it has evolved, or what's happening within our current construct?
Well, if you are not within the setup of the team and what happens and the preparation and the planning, and you'd always remember that this logo, that's what everyone would follow. Sometimes, and I don't blame them for not knowing the amount of work and everything that goes into trying to get the guys to perform like the teams of the past. But if I was only a fan, maybe I'll feel the same way. You know, you want to win. If you support a particular club, like people support Man United and so on in the UK, they don't know much about what happens. But you know the brand Manchester United and you want them to win. So it's the same for West Indies cricket. And Caribbean people are very passionate about West Indies cricket. And rightfully so, we are happy for that. When we lose, we expect them to be disappointed. So that shows that the passion is still there. But we are going to try all that we can to get it back to where it belongs.
Well, that's a conversation I know that would take a greater pool to actually achieve. But let's talk about the next 5 days in terms of your own expectations. Both teams are here, ready to go. I guess we're done waiting for the fans to make their way to the stadium.
Yeah, we'd love to see a full stadium. I know it's quite a large stadium, but it will be great. I think Grenada have been setting the standard in recent times. For example, we had crowds into the stadium the last time we had matches here during the pandemic, and also we are now having unvaccinated people as well as vaccinated people entering the stadium. So we have set the stage. We want, when we see our photos, and I said that this morning as well, when all the media photos and so on go over the world, we want our Grenadian people to be featured, because this is not just about West Indies and England playing a cricket match. It's more than that. We are going to have 5 days where the entire cricket fraternity in the world will be focused on Grenada. So, the people need to be part of that. And if you enter the stadium, that means that you are part of the development of everything that happens around cricket in Grenada.
You hinted to it briefly. I know you have your own personal responsibilities as it relates to manager of the team, but certainly I know it takes on an even greater meaning when you walk into the stadium and we see the Rawl Lewis Jr. Murray stand, and you get to interact with young people and recognizing that you've played this game from a schoolboy right up the corridor, and now you see you at the helm of the game managing the team.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. I said to the Prime Minister, I really, really wanted to be on the balcony, being the manager of the West Indies team. You've named a stand after me in the place that I've played most of my life. So it's a great feeling just to walk into the stadium and, look, it's an achievement that, I feel very humble about it, but I'm also very happy to know that I've been recognized for what I contributed to cricket in Grenada and the region.
And you served as a talisman for a lot of others. We've had yourself, the likes of Junior Murray, Devon Smith, Fletcher, and a culture of local junior players that's making their way up the ranks. Your thoughts on where cricket is right now? Not first instance here at home, and then looking at the wider region.
Well, I think the administrators of cricket in Grenada and the region are doing a very good job with the resources that they have. Because if you look in St. Vincent, for example, there is a Vinci Premier League. I don't know how many teams participate. It's live on TV. Grenada had a T20 tournament that was played amongst the different clubs. And I remember in my playing days of playing local cricket, I always dreamt of having that kind of setup and structure to turn up to a local match. And you have a team manager, you have a coach, you have someone that is responsible for different areas of the game off the field. So you manage the game off the field and allow the players to go onto the field and display their skills. But sometimes, you play in some environment where it's not really managed off the field. So the product on the field doesn't look so good. But now it's different. And that's why I say with the limited resources that institutions like the Grenada Cricket Association have, they are exposed to put that level of tournament on, 100%. They've worked really, really hard. Gill and company must be happy.
I know you have a tight schedule, Rawl, so I wouldn't keep you long. But let's just talk briefly COVID. COVID, we talk about the negative impacts of COVID, but there are those who've also argued that COVID has given us an opportunity to refocus, rechannel when it comes not just to when it comes to sports on a whole, cricket included. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because there's another layer of operations that comes with any event that you need to put on now. So the things we took for granted before, we no longer could do it. Mm-hmm. So now even if COVID is finished, you are now so in tune of being responsible to yourself and the people around you. Your entire environment can change because of this. So now I think we should start looking forward and what it taught us. You never heard the words like social distancing before. I didn't remember this word.
It's a newly coined phrase.
There are many more. So now you have to be conscious of your lifestyle, the people around you, the children in school, so different regulations now would be in place, and I think people have to adjust to it. And that's what we do with the squad when we travel, and it's never like before. So if you're in a bubble, you're in a bubble for a reason.
And I think
it was bad, but it still taught us something.
I think maybe young people should take a page from that. Find your bubble and stay within your bubble so that you can negate some of the negative challenges of life. 2 questions that you run, and we are going to run. Again, finally, not two, before you get to the final, talk to the Grenadian people. Talk to your folks. I want you to take off your managerial cap for just a bit, and talk to the people. Remind everyone where they need to be come tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
Please, I did that about 3 times already, and I'll continue to say it, that Grenada is a place. I listen to the players, and when they look at the schedule and you see that Grenada is one of the venues for any match that West Indies have to play,
right,
they get so excited because they love the crowd, they love the music, they love the drums, they love the oil down, they love the sea egg, the sea moss, all these things we have to offer. So I want you to come down and get a first-hand view as to how the West Indies team and England team operate. You can always make a comment online, but you wouldn't want to miss the opportunity to see for yourself the level of cricket that is being played. So I'm asking everyone, please come down to the stadium. I want to see a full stadium, I wish, so that I can, Barbados and Antigua, they had people, the stadium was sold out in Barbados, but I don't want them to outdo Grenada at all.
Indeed, we don't want it in no way, form, or fashion. Let me throw the final one at you. It has nothing to do with cricket. Intercall is back after the 2-year hiatus. Who are you rooting for? Roll.
Like that?
Yeah, and it's deliberate. I just wanted to ask you. You absolutely sure?
St. Andrews Anglican Secondary School.
You absolutely sure?
I am 100%.
There are some of us who
I'll tell you what. if I'm going to be political, I will say that any athlete that's going to come from these games and make it to the international level, I read about them, I look at them, I'll root for them. But at the end of the day, SARS is in the blood.
But there's some of us who are quite cognizant and remember quite vividly where you spent your last year. But I'm not going to. Who was there?
Was the Grenada Secondary School, I could say. But according to the people, my neighbor's string is buried somewhere up that side.
Thanks a lot, Ron. That was just for provocation. It's always interesting. I was telling somebody this morning that intercall is part. You must have an intercall experience as part of your secondary school life. If you don't have it, and I really feel bad for students who in the last 2 years who left school not being able to say, you know what, I enjoyed my last year of intercall when I was at 5th form, and this is what it was. And for those who's going to be having it for the first time, believe me, rewrites, it's a whole new chapter, it's a whole new dispensation. It's just part of the growth.
Question for you: How is it? Is it going to be the same as before?
It's never
the
going.
drums and the
Well, that question is going to be answered because there's an official lunch this afternoon in just under 2 hours, right? So there's an official lunch. So we'll get all of the particulars. What we can tell you though, it's just for one day. It's going to be for one day, right? But it's better. I think just the fact that we're getting the students out there. Getting them out there, recreating, just being part of the social mingling, not the distancing. No, you get to be socially together. I think it speaks volume, and it is missed not just by those at school draw, but the guys like me. Years long after our blood, you sass, but on the inside, I bleed totally green.
No problem. The banter continues.
It continues. It's never going to change. So too is a bantering between West Indies and England. We have all of these age memories of the wonderful rivalry between these two age teams. Certainly, it's not going to be any less tomorrow, folks. At 10 o'clock, it bowls off. The match bowls off at the National Stadium. It's the third test in the Apex Series, West Indies versus England. The series, delicately, it's evenly, but it's two drawn games. Tomorrow, the winner takes it all. And they will remember tomorrow, Rawl, as I learned from my old alma mater, whatever happens in the next 5 days, the prize indeed is going to go to the one who earns it. Only time will tell. Only time will
Definitely.
tell. Thanks a lot, comrade. All the best to you.
Take care, sir.
All the best.
You as well. Thank you.
Manager of the West Indies team, our own son of the soil, Rawl Lewis, and indeed, it's going to be really, really rich and exciting tomorrow as we get ready for the third test, the third and final test in the Apex Series. That's the third and final test in the Apex Series, but we have something that continues. It is the Black Friday sale. We're linking up with the team inside of courts in just a bit, and that conversation comes up right here on the Mid-Morning Buzz. Your boy JC. Take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the conversation and the excitement.
Join GBN Television and K105 FM on March 22nd and 29th from 8 p.m. for the Antillean Life Health Forum, a new focus on health, a collective approach made possible by Antillean Life Insurance, Spice Isle Imaging Center, Gittins Healthcare, Grenada Planned Parenthood Association, Grenada Paper Products, Hubbard's Motor Department, 7 Seas, and the Grenville Credit Union.
Join GBN on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for Interesting Grenadians, a program that showcases the lives of interesting and outstanding Grenadians at home and abroad. It's Interesting Grenadians every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on GBN. Don't you miss it. Meet one of Grenada's former island scholars and only female aerospace engineer, Dr. Lisselle Joseph, on Interesting Grenadians this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on GBN TV and social media platforms. You won't want to miss this.
Thank you. Welcome back to the program, and it's exactly 11 o'clock in the studios of Classic. And good morning again to our viewers on GBN's television, Channel 7, Channel 11, and Channel 24 in cable. And those of you that's on the World Wide Web at www.gbn.gd, or you're following us via or the traditional Classic portals, Classic 105.5 and 105.9. Again, reminding you, we're getting ready for cricket, lovely cricket tomorrow at the National Stadium. It's the third test in the Apex Series, West Indies versus England, and the first ball bowls off at 10 o'clock tomorrow. But don't forgetting that our coverage of the game starts, that's on the radio that is, starts at 9:30. What is happening today before we even get to tomorrow? There is the international friendly at 1 o'clock today. Yes, an international friendly. The Spice Boys, they play Gibraltar. That game is live on GBN television today. So you get some football today, you get some, we have cricket for the next 5 days, but there's one thing that remains constant. It doesn't go uncommon. It's always here with us. It is courts. But when they create a big excitement and splash, though, when you hear about Black Friday sale, but courts, our wonderful friend of courts, our dear friend Desiree Charles, she joins us. Good morning, Desiree. How are you?
Good morning, Joseph. I'm good. Good morning to Grenada, Caracou, and Peter Martinique. How are y'all today?
We are doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful indeed. I know just as how the atmosphere is ripe and exciting. The excitement it was bleeding and oozing out for cricket and football. So too inside of courts, there is that crazy euphoria that's in the air. Another Black Friday sale.
Yes, we do have another Black Friday sale, but we at Ready Cash, we have something called March Madness. So once any customer comes in and they take a loan from about up to $3,500 up to $5,999, they can get themselves a sofa bed. Anyone can come in from $6,000 up. They can also receive a 30-inch stove.
Okay, I want to make sure I hear this. I want to make sure that I hear this right. Like sometimes when you hear it, it sounds too real to be true. So I want to lessen on the excitement. I'm not going to smile. Tell me again. I want to make sure that I hear it.
All right. So once the customer comes in to apply and gets approved for a loan from $3,500 to up to $5,999, they can get themselves a sofa bed. And any customer comes in from $6,000 up, they can get themselves a 30-inch stove.
Once you're approved, no questions asked.
Once you're approved, no questions asked. Now, this is where the madness comes in, Joseph.
Tell me about the madness.
We only have a certain number of these in stock.
Okay.
Usually it's a first come, first serve. So once we provide the customers with their voucher, they have to now run, fly, skip, hop, jump to the warehouse to collect their item.
The madness is on. It's not just in cricket at the national stadium inside of court. So let's talk about the whole microfinance and exactly how it works. I wonder what a customer need in order to make an application and hopefully qualify.
Sure. So once they're a new customer, they would need to bring with them their valid ID, a recent job letter, their recent payslip once they're getting paid monthly. If it's fortnightly, they would need to bring 2 recent payslips, as well as your recent utility bill for proof of address. Now, that is their first-time customers.
Right.
If they're existing customers with us, that means they've had a history, they purchased something from hire purchase or had a cash loan before, then they don't need to bring the job letter. They only need to bring the ID, the recent utility bill, and the recent payslip.
And what's the turnaround time? Once you satisfy those internal requirements.
All right, I can say approximately about 24 to 48 hours once everything is done on time.
And it is that seamless.
That's seamless.
Okay.
All right, for the new customers, we do a little interview with them just to get to know them.
Right.
But and everything is done one time.
providing the finance and whatever is it that they need. So you provide the finance, and let's assume if I'm looking to purchase one of those stoves as well, take me through the entire process. Where do I start? So I want to make a purchase. What should I first do?
All right, so you're coming to get the $6,000 loan with us.
Right.
So you bring in the documents with you. We have a sit down, we discuss, we walk through everything, I put down the information in the system. Once you're approved, we call you back in so that you can sign your documents, collect your cash. We provide you with a voucher. That voucher has the information for the stove that you collect at the warehouse. And as I said, it's a first come, first serve, so you have to run.
But outside the gift of the sofa bed and the stove, if you provide me with a loan, is that a loan that I provide that I can for general shopping, or is it has to be spent with quartz? Make a purchase.
No, it doesn't have to be spent with quartz. So it's a personal cash loan.
Okay.
So you can use it for education. You can use it if you want to purchase building material for home improvement. If you want to put down a deposit on something, who knows what it is. Right now, the season is coming up. Carnival is coming up. Cricket is coming up. Let's say they want to get drinks and they want to have fun. You could use the money for.
Okay. So, I guess you just want to be clear that with the Quartz Finance, that microfinancing loan, that is a loan that you can get from Quartz to do whatever transactions that you so choose. But you said
once it's a personal loan.
But once you qualify, you're in for an opportunity to get a sofa bed or
the stove.
A stove.
Yes.
Can I get two? Can I get the sofa and the bed and the stove?
But that means you need to take two cash loans. So take a $6,000 up and then take a $3,500 and up, and you can get both.
Oh no, I was going to take one for $3, and after you give me the sofa, tell you make it $5, and then you give me the stove.
Oh no, it doesn't work so.
That would just be toying at you. So, folks, there is the Quartz Ready microfinancing, as certainly. As Desiree said, once you provide all the necessary details, within 48 hours, you will have access to your money. It's given to you on a card, deposited on your account? Is it a check? For persons that's possibly interested.
All right. So depending on how much, we do bank transfers, but for the smaller amounts, like up to $7,000, we do cash.
You do cash. Oh. So you don't have okay. So you don't have the headache now of after I got my loan approved. I have a check that I have to go stand in a line. I go ready cash. I guess that's
ready, and that's what it says. Ready cash.
So ready cash is not just it's not just something you made up in your head. You get in your hand.
Correct.
I'm liking that. So I get my ready cash. I've got my gifts, but I still know that there's a Black Friday sale that's coming up. Talk to me about that. I hear you guys are slashing prices like crazy. More March Madness.
Weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So literally we have a Black Friday, Saturday, and Sunday show, and we have the discounts, the prices going down. Everyone just come in, support and see. All right, we open in the afternoons from 1 on Sunday, but we open from normal time on Friday and Saturday as well.
I'm trying to pull up the. I don't know. I'm not sure if you actually have your flyer in front of you. I'm assuming that you do. I'm trying to get into some of the items that I saw in terms of the discounts, and the discounts that I'm seeing. It is just totally ridiculous. Do you have the flyer in front of you? The discounts on. I see you have a discount on an LG TV, a TVs, laptops. Some crazy discounts.
And it's up to 60%, huh? 60% off.
Up to 60%, and it happens for the entire weekend at all of your locations.
At all locations.
And I can remind folks exactly where your locations are in case they probably want.
All right. So we have a Quartz in Grenville. We also have a branch in Grandance. We have one in St. George's, that's on Young Street as well.
Courts. I'm still hoping that I see.
And let's not forget Joseph Ready Cash Store, which is on Cross Street. That is right next to WFM, where RBTT used to be. That's where I am.
You can't miss it. You're right in the heart of town. Reminding you, check out Courts Ready Cash. Microfinance it for anything that you need. I think it's a good way to start planning. As you said, be it for back to school, carnival, whatever is it that you need. Right. So I just actually got I was looking for some seeing that you have. It says Black Friday Reloaded. You have specials on a Lenovo 14-inch laptop, 16 gigabytes of RAMs. Is now $2,649. You get a savings. No, it's actually right. It's now going for $2,649. It was $2,899. A savings of $250. Savings of $250. There's an LG 43-inch television. It's now $199. You save $1,000 on it. Are you folks for real? This is the kind of things that makes you start going. That is a real March Madness, isn't it? The discounts are just totally out of this world.
It is. All right, we want to make sure that even if we're in the middle of March or we're in the middle of anything, we have to make sure that everyone is supporting.
Making sure.
Right? No, Joseph, I know I spoke to you about personal cash loans. We spoke about all the deals that we're having on the weekend, but we also have another, you can say, a nice little department where we do small business financing as well. So we have all the small business owners. I know it has been hard. Some of them have closed down. Business have been a little tight nowadays. But now, the season is opening up. We've been able to see the light now. So I know a lot of persons would be looking into generating or trying to get some cash to maybe restart or to restock their businesses. And we at Quartz now doing small business financing, so we can lend up to $27,000 to small businesses as well.
I mean, that is the sort of information that you actually need to hear, because often the challenges with a lot of small businesses is that of access to finance. And you're answering the cry.
Yes. All right. So we're here. I can also provide them with numbers, because I know a lot of people listening may be wondering, how can I get in contact? How can I get some more information? So they can call us at 435-2958, and the extension is 4500. Or they can call me, Desiree, on 405-3180.
405.
Give you the numbers again. 435-2958. The extension is 4500. And the cell number is 405-3180.
Folks, feel free, save the number, give Desiree a call, whatever your needs are, whether or not, anything as it relates to finances. I think everybody, there's always an opportunity. Who doesn't need money? Who doesn't need money? And I think maybe it's a good time for persons to start thinking long term, down the road. You know what? School. Don't wait until the last minute. Plan ahead. And the turnaround time just under 48 hours. Honestly, for the new customers, you walk with your basic things, your basic requirements, and you are good to go.
Yes.
Can that process be facilitated? Is it must be facilitated in person, or can it be done virtually?
For the new customers, we recommend them to come in and have a chat with us. But the existing customers, because we already had a history with them, most of the time we speak to them over the phone. They can send the items via WhatsApp, email to us, and we can start the process.
Start the process now. Check out Desiree Charles inside of Quartz Microfinancing. Listen, folks. You get an opportunity up to $3,500. You get yourself a sofa bed. Yeah. that bunker that you've been sleeping on for the longest while there, that giving you back pain.
And think about it, it is all free. So you get an early Christmas gift in March.
Wow. Well, if we're getting all this excitement so early in March, we start wondering, the madness already start. We don't even want to start thinking about Christmas. Wow.
There's so much more to come. Don't you be surprised.
So much more to come. Check it quotes. So there's a microfinancing. You get an opportunity to win some really great gifts. For those $3,500 you're taking, you get a chance to get. You're not a chance. Sorry, we have to say that it's not a chance. Once you qualify, you are guaranteed. So it's not a case where you apply and then you have to do a raffle or a draw.
So you are guaranteed. However, it's the first come, first serve. So you have to go to the warehouse and collect as fast as possible before it finishes.
I think it makes sense that today should be the day that you check or you call Desiree. Give her a call, 405. What did I do with my number? I know I wrote my number down, 405-3180. I remember that one. And give her a call and say, hey, listen, I heard you and JC was talking about that crazy deal. Listen, don't. I can imagine Desiree, people already started rearranging their house, you know. They throw the old stove already.
I did myself. Right? I have thrown out my old stove so that I can get one.
Out with the out with the old, in with the new, and give get the news. I mean, that is almost hard to believe that you getting money. They provided you with a loan, and just for qualifying for the loan, they said, here is a sofa bed. Here's the stove. I like the song of that, and it's all part of the March Madness. And as you were saying, and in case you're thinking that that's all there is to the March Madness, there's also the Black Weekend Sale. Okay, it's not just Friday anymore. It's a Black Weekend Sale. Just remind the folks what is it that they in for in terms of the discounts, and remind them where your locations are.
All right, so they're up to 60% off on items. We are open on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the afternoon from 1 p.m. and that's on all locations from Grandance, Courts Grenville, beyond Courts on Young Street. The Ready Cash store will not be open on the weekends, but we are open on Friday up until 5 p.m. So please, we have the March Madness only ends on the 31st of March. So everybody, if you want your sofa bed, if you want your stove, and it's not a small stove, it's a 30-inch 6-burner Mabe stove, and it's beautiful. Come down.
This is going to be mad. That's the kind of madness you can expect. I think people better walk with their doctors, the psychologists. Where would Dr. Pancho be? Because that's the kind of thing that really can blow your mind. It is almost folks. This is not. There's no gimmick to this. This is not us trying to sell you something. Otherwise, listen. Once you qualify for your microfinancing loan, you automatically you earn it. So once you get the call that says you're qualified, listen, all you run, jump, skip, go get your stuff, go down to the warehouse. As a matter of fact, if it's me, I'm not even waiting to get the money in my hand. I'm gonna collect my sofa bed first, because I know my money guaranteed.
I agree. And even this, it's also eligible for the small business financing as well. So if any persons want to come in to do a small business loan, once they're approved, they also are eligible for that as well. So they need to come down and speak to me as well.
What are the requirements for the small business person then?
All right, for the small business, it's something similar to like a cash loan, because we do need to get their valid ID, their utility bill for proof of address. However, we go a little more in depth because it's a small business.
Right.
So we need to look at their bank statements, at least 6 months bank statements. We would need to look at their sales and purchases receipts. It's not of a sitting down behind a desk type of activity. So I'm the one who will go out to see the business, have a chat with the customer, look at the business, look at how it's running, just get a feel of what the business is like, as well as we would need to get the invoices of what they would love to purchase. Pretty simple.
The repayment terms, though, Talk to me about it for the microfinance.
For both cash loans and microfinance, depending on the amount, we can do a maximum of 3 years, 36 months.
So this is not one of the loans where you take a small loan and you have to be worried about paying it back, let's say, in 6 months.
No. All right. You have up until 3 years. We try to work with you in regards to your payment and how much you're paying. So we try to make it easier for the customer, but not making themselves try. It's not a burden for them. So we really work with them just to make sure that it's seamless and easy and they're happy.
Microfinance Ready Cash is it's all part of the course suite of products that they offer you. And don't forget, there's the Match Madness, Match Madness, and then there is the Black Weekend. You don't want to miss it at all across all of the locations. I get you saying the Black Weekend as it is. It's across all of your locations.
Yes.
What did you not say to me, Desiree, that you'd like the public to know?
That I'm waiting. We close at 5, so I need to see like a line waiting for me outside Ready Cash for the number of persons that could be coming. That's the only thing.
That's the only thing.
So I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see everyone coming. So y'all know that cricket is starting tomorrow, and you may need to get a few things, a few drinks, your coolers is ready. I'm waiting to see y'all today.
And indeed, and while you on is the conversation of coolers, reminding you, local organizers, they did say while coolers are permitted in the stadium, you want manageable sizes. Remember, your coolers need to be able to stay at least within the confines of your seating area. So what you need to do, though, instead of one individual going with one big cooler, why not you, me, Desiree, Walters, and a few other people, Jackie from Courts, decide, you know what, let's go hang out in cricket, and each and every one of us have our own coolers. I like the sound of that. Sounds like a plan.
I agree.
Sounds like a plan. Folks, give Desiree a call, 405-3180. But what are your other numbers, though, for persons who wants to call the office direct?
All right, so for the office, the number is 435-2958, extension 4500. That's 435-2958, extension 4500.
There you have it, the number on the inside, 435-2958, the extension 4500. You don't want to miss it. 4500 is just 1,000, this is just 1,000 below the threshold to get your sofa bed. Wow. Keep that in mind.
Sofa bed. That's true.
So that's how you remember it. That is how you remember it. So $35,000 for the first threshold. You get in a sofa bed, and that's the same $1,000 that you're saving on one of those really wonderful items that I've seen on the flyer there. Listen to me. That's a number to remember. 435-2958 and the extension 4500, or you can call Desiree on a mobile 405-3180. March Madness, and there's a Black Weekend sale. You don't want to miss it inside of Courts. Thanks a lot, Desiree. All the best to you.
Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful day.
You take care. Folks, I'm telling you, it is a March Madness cricket in the stadium. It's the third and final test in the Apex Series, West Indies versus England, inside of the National Stadium tomorrow. The match balls up at 10 o'clock, but the coverage on radio, which will be carried here on Classic 105.5 and 105.9. It begins at 9:30. You don't want to miss that. And also there is football, wonderful football, live on GBN television. Today there is the Spice Boys. They play Gibraltar in an international friendly, and the other game is next week. That's when they play Andorra, another international friendly that will be carried live on GBN television. Also, keep in mind, reminding you that King of the Grill. Make sure you get your registration forms, get it in, organize yourself. King of the Grill, it is set for the 4th of June inside of Mount Rouge. You don't want to miss it. Peace and love to you. JC loves you. It is 25 minutes gone past the hour. For those of you in television, I leave you, this is where I leave you for now. For those of you that's on the radio, the journey continues up until 12. At the top of the hour is going to be the Luncheon Edition, a production of the News and Current Affairs Department.